Welcome to the Refine You Digital Academy, TRUDA. In today's video, we will continue with our reading French fluently. In case you haven't seen the first video regarding how we use accent in correct pronunciation and reading of French, kindly look above and you're going to see a link where you can get the previous video. In the previous video, we considered the use of the French accent in pronouncing words correctly in French as well as in reading fluently in French. In today's lesson, we'll be considering the use of the alphabet in pronouncing words correctly in French. Now, the French use the same alphabet that we have in English, A to Z. However, the pronunciation is different. Just the way you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. The French people say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Let's examine each of the letters and their pronunciations in French. A, pronounced as A, as in papa, as in papaya, ainsi de suite, etc. B, pronounced as B, as in bébé, as in banana, ainsi de suite, etc. C, which is C. Now, that of C, right? Even though it is pronounced C, that does not mean that wherever you see C, you pronounce it as S. Because we have words like clé, C-L-E, clé, which means key. Now, you don't say slé, but you pronounce C as S whenever you see the accent cédille. That's the more reason why you need to see the previous video. Wherever you see the accent cédille, C is pronounced as S. But wherever the accent cédille is not there, you pronounce C as K. The letter D is pronounced as D, and we have words like ding dong, we have words like dentifrice, ainsi de suite, etc. Now for the letter E, E is pronounced as Mind you, I did not say O. I did not say O. I said In other words, you let in just a little air passage into your mouth when pronouncing E. So it is Now, examples of words, we have things like me, de, of, or from, as the case may be, or some, as the case may be. We have se, a reflexive pronoun, and so on and so forth. So when you see E in the middle of other letters, it is most likely pronounced as except if there is an accent on it. That is why I will always refer you back to the first video so that you see how different accents affect the different pronunciations. Then we have the letter F. The letter F is pronounced as F, and we have words like fin, we have words like final, ainsi de suite. Letter G is called J in French. However, that is not to say that wherever you see G in French, you pronounce it as J. However, there are words where you pronounce G as J. For example, mange, page, ainsi de suite. However, we have words like gâteau, where G is pronounced as G. We also have words like garçon, where G too is pronounced as G. So you can have G being G, you can also have G being J, depending on the word. Now for letter H, H is sometimes assumed to be a vowel in French, and H is usually silent in French. That is the reason why when you're writing a word that begins with H with an article, you don't say lo. For example, when you say the hotel, you don't say lo hotel. No, you don't say lo hôpital. What you say is l'hôpital, l'hôtel, because H is seen as a vowel, and H is usually silent in French. That is why you don't say hotel. You don't say hotel. You say hotel. So basically your pronunciation is beginning from the O. So H is usually silent in most cases in French. Then now going to the letter I. The letter I is pronounced as I. I. For example, we have il. Guess what J is pronounced as? Now J is pronounced as G. J is pronounced as je in French. It's called G. Now J has that je sound. That's why when you see J, you don't call it Jo. You call it je. Je. We have jupe, ainsi de suite. So J is pronounced as je, which is like the opposite of G. G is pronounced as je. G is called J rather, why J is called G. But J is pronounced as je and G, why J is pronounced as je. Do you get? Now, moving on to the letter K. K is the same thing as English. K is K in French, and K is pronounced K. For example, we have words like kangaroo, we have words like kepi on pseudo-suite. Now we have the letter L. L is the same thing as English. L is L in French. And for example, we have words like lit. We have words like lumière. We have words like le on pseudo-suite. Now moving on to the letter M. M is M2 in French. And it is pronounced mm. We have words like manteau. We have words like montagne on pseudo-suite. Moving on a more faster note, we have the letter N, which is the same thing in French, pronounced as N, and also called N in French. We have words like non, we have words like neuf, we have words like Noël. Hope you know what Noël is. Christmas, 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 Noël, and I'm so excited about it. Letter O is pronounced just as it sounds. O is O. We have examples like orange, we have examples like os on pseudo-suite. Letter P is pronounced as P. That's letter P is called P, pronounced as P in French. We have things like pourquoi, pas, parce que on pseudo-suite. Then for the letter Q, we have things like Q. We have things like quoi. We have things like que on pseudo-suite. Letter R is pronounced as R. That's it is called R in French, pronounced as the usual R, you know, in English. And the reason why it is called R with that rotation is that most words that have the letter R in French, there is that rotation somewhere there. For example, in the word bonjour, I'm sure you would have said bonjour, bonjour, but usually when you listen to the French people, you hear the R. So it's something like bonjour, bonjour with the R. Sometimes the R is not always obvious, but you will definitely hear it somewhere at the background. But on a normal day, R is pronounced the usual R, you know, in English. We have things like raconter, remercier on pseudo-suite. Now for the letter S, we have words like silon, salon on pseudo-suite. It's pronounced as S, the normal S. Letter T is pronounced T, and it is called T in French. We have words like travail, we have words like taille, travail, taille on pseudo-suite. Now for the letter U, U is pronounced as U, and we have words like utile, usine on pseudo-suite. Letter V is called V in French, and it is pronounced V, just like in English. We have words like vendre, we have words like violon, we have words like voiture on pseudo-suite. Now for letter W, W is called W. Now, when you look at the letter W, it looks like two V's coming together. That's why it is called W, more like saying double V's. And now we don't have much words in French that begin with the letter W. In fact, for now, I only remember just only one word that begins with the letter W. That is to show you that there are no much words that begin with the letter W. And funny enough, this particular word that begins with the letter W does not sound W. You know, in English language, when you see W, you pronounce it as W. For example, wall, and so on and so forth. But in French, the only word I can remember right now that begins with W doesn't even sound W. And what is that word? It is called wagon. Wagon, which is wagon in English, but it's called wagon. As much as it is spelled with W, it is not called wagon or something, or wagon. No, it is called wagon. X is called X in French, and it is pronounced as X, just the way it is in English. And we have an example, xylophone, which is xylophone. Then we are moving on to Y. Y is called Y in French. And an example we have is things like yaourt, which is yogurt. So it is pronounced yi. Then finally, Z is called Z in French. Z is called Z in French. And we have examples such as zoo, zero, and finally, zoot. What is zoot? Zoot is just more like the way the Americans say damn it. Or maybe you're just trying to say hang it there. Just hang it there. Zoot. So there we have it, the 26 letters of the alphabet and their pronunciations in French. Now let's go over it all over again, just in case you've forgotten some of them. A, B, B, C, C. I guess I should rather sing it as a song instead to make you recall faster. A, B, C, D, O, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to have more of it, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, kindly drop your comments at the comment section, kindly like this video, and I'm going to see you in the next edition of Reading French Fluently. Bye bye.